So it's just another Tuesday, and I'm on Facebook Marketplace just perusing, as most of us do, looking for things we don't need to buy, and then something catches my eye. This guy has listed a 91 750 for sale.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time not buying that. Hear me out. First off, beautiful, beautiful day. Secondly, I'm looking at this a few different ways. One, I have that right there. That's one. I have my blue 750. I'm looking at this. This car is also 750. The wheels. The wheels. I want them for my 540, and he's asking less than he's asking less for the car and what the wheels were. So here's the information. The guy bought it from a storage unit, and doesn't have a title. He got it with a bill of sale. I'm going to get it with a bill of sale. I don't know where the car was titled at previously, but there's also no key as a result of this. Two options. One, I can use my plug at the dealership to get a key for the car. Or two, I can go to one of my parts cars, one of my plugs, and get a key for the car. Because E34 and E32 have the same key and tumbler and all that stuff. Meaning that I can go pick from one of my E32s, or I can go pick from one of my 530s. It's all available. So yeah, just take the door locks out. Actually, I'm just going to do the ignition tumbler first so that we can start the car. We'll see if it runs. And if that works, then I will keep the old ignition tumbler and I'll go to the dealership and see about a key. If even I want to try to sell the car whole. We're going to assess it when it gets here. Like I said, I had eyes on it, and he was looking at it, looking at the wheels, the interior, and everything like that. So he was kind of telling me about the car. So really well cared for and all of that. And so yeah, it's being brought to my house. It's 3 hours away from me, 3 hours and some change. And I don't have to go get it. Yep, keep it straight. Right there. So, my new toy just showed up. And I have made the grave mistake within minutes. I mean, as soon as it pulled up on the trailer, I made the grave mistake of absolutely falling in love with it. This thing is so bad. Like, it is 90s. This thing is so cool. So cool. I didn't have this feeling when I bought my white car, or when I bought the green 540 that I'm sitting on. I haven't had this feeling since I bought my A34, my 540, the green or the blue one, black, blue, the 6-speed car. And when I bought my A38. This is so period correct, and I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing. It needs a key. It needs a title. So, popped up on Facebook, and it's guy bought it legally from a storage unit, and it came with a bill of sale. So I know nothing about it. I don't know how many miles are on it. All I know is that it has wheels that I want, and the interior is mint. I mean, this is just from the pictures. I'm not seeing it in person. It's crazy. It is great. This car is so dope. And then I'm looking at it. I said, is it lowered? It's definitely lowered. I compared it to a couple other cars that I have. It's lowered. The wheels are, yes. The whole thing, yes, it's got drilled and slotted rotors on it. This car is bad, bro. Like, it is bad. Oh my god. I'm gonna see about the title tomorrow, and I'm gonna go pull a key from one of my parts cars. I pulled the tumbler and the key so that I can, see if it starts and everything like that. But this was an enthusiast car circa 1992. This car is the shit. Got a 750, we got a 540, we got a 750, we got a 540, and we got a 750 again. When it showed up last night, I was like, God, this is okay, this is dope. This is super dope. Like, as soon as it pulled up on the trailer, I was like, yeah, that's hard. I think this car is honestly too clean to part out. And I know you see this and don't think that, but that's a very solvable problem. It's a very easily solvable problem. There's no blending. It's gloss black. I have the paint here. It's just too good. The interior is mint. The rest of this paint, I think, will polish out just fine. The wheels should be refinished, but they're cruisable. And I gotta see how it runs. It's got oil in it, so today I'm gonna focus on getting the key for it, or get a key for it, and then see if I can get the key for it. And then see about the title situation. I mean, if it doesn't run, like, that's a different situation, But based on the evidence of just everything else, I mean, how clean the car is on the inside, I mean, it's really clean. Yeah, I don't want to part this car out. I think it's got very, very, very good bones. Very good bones. And I don't think it's that much work. In fact, I would assert, at least as far as I know so far, that this car is going to take less work than my white one. So this is the quarter after a few passes of polishing, trying to be careful up here where it's burnt through at, but the life is definitely in the paint. I mean, ignore the trunk and the hood, but those are the only two that have actual clear coat failure. Everything else is great. I mean, I couldn't ask for more from this paint, given the age of the car. And I found out the mileage is at least 150. I got the Carfax this morning, but this is before on the paint, and that's after. So yeah, I mean, the wheels clean up pretty well. I mean, they're old too. I mean, they're just as old as the car. But yeah, this is what paint's looking like before, and I'm not going to polish the rest of it yet. I just wanted to see what I had, and we got really good stuff right there. So yeah, I just wanted to do that one section, and just even that image right there is, oh yes. So this can get repainted very easy. I already have the paint here, and the same thing is true with the hood. The paint on the rest of the car looks, plenty of life in it, and minimal dents. I mean, I've only counted, I think, 2 or 3 on it so far. We've got one there. I think there's one on the lower side of the other door, and that's all I can even think of. So yeah, body's in really, really good shape. No rust on the bottom of the doors. This is the interior. Really, really nice shape. Carpet is in wonderful shape. The wood is in really good shape. I mean, it's a little bit of cracking on it, which is, normal, but it's got its richness and its color, which is super rare to see on these cars. In fact, my white car, by contrast, has terrible wood. So this one, really good wood grain. The leather is in really good shape. It's still nice and soft and supple. So I mean, I might dye it. I highly doubt it, but this interior is in really good shape. Heated rear seats as well, so reclining seat bottoms, that move, and the whole seats move, and those are electronic. You got heated seats. So this car, pretty well optioned. I mean, not being a Highline, it doesn't have a fridge or the crazy phones or fax machines or anything like that, but yeah, this car is wicked clean. I mean, even the cluster is just such a, everything's just clean. Like that center wood, polish that out, boom. But the color is crazy. So up here we have the star of the show, which is a 12-cylinder, as I tend to buy, as I have a lineup of sitting over there. Cosmoline. This is one thing that stood out to me. I don't know what that's about. I'm trying to figure out what that. I mean, it almost looks like oh, what's that stuff? Extinguisher, the fire extinguisher juice, effectively, but not. I mean, it seems it's more of a dust. It seems like maybe some gaseous electronic may have exploded or something. I don't know, but it's just there. So it seems that it came from right there and kind of hit that pocket, and I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. Fuses are all there. They all look good. They're in good shape. Missing the cover for that. That's fine. I have more. Everything else looks to be in really good original shape. Like I said, this car in total is in pretty damn good shape. Like, it just is. I got that brake vent. I was kind of upset when the car arrived, but then I realized it's in the trunk. It has 92 spec headlights on it, so those are getting swapped out for Smileys. The rest of it, yeah, I mean, this car, look at it. Look at it. So, yeah, I do kind of believe that it's lowered, because look at this, and then look at this. The wheel gap is just too significant, I think, for it not to be lowered. On top of that, looking at the back wheels, you know how they're kind of tucked up, I can barely get my hand up there. I think this car is lowered. I'm gonna pull it forward and park the white one next to it and see. But yeah, I've got 750, 540, 750, 540, 750. That's how we come around here. So yeah, this is my new car. So as I said last night, when it got here, there's no key and there's no title. So that is my biggest hurdle by a long shot. Not the cosmetic aspect, not the painting aspect, not the leather, no, none of that. It's the fact that I don't have a key. So the first order of business today is actually to take this lower kick panel out, take the bottom half of the column out, and I'm going to swap this out with another one. I believe they're all the same from E32 to E34. I have both available. I might even have one here at the house. So I'm going to pop this off and disassemble that and pull that tumbler out and put a different one in it with another key. And then once the car runs, or if it runs, I will know a lot more about what I'm going to do. And at that point, you know, if it runs well, then, which I'm assuming based on the condition. I mean, look at the headliner. Look at that. It's, come on. So I'm assuming it runs well based on the condition and everything else. I am going to worry about the title at that point, because if it runs well, I'm going to kind of pause for a second and then kind of shift gears and think about doing like a Vermont title or something like that. I don't know. But what I'm thinking so far, I mean, when I first saw this car on Facebook, I was like, yeah, it'll be cool to, get it. I need the subframe for my 540. I need the wheels and the this and the that, and I can part this, and I need this part for that, and I can sell this, and blah, 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 the differential. It's got a 364 in it. And I believe it to be a limited slip, even though it has ASC. My white car has ASC, and it has a 315 LSD in it, so I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, my first thought was like, yeah, I could part this thing out. But as soon as, I'm telling you, as soon as it arrived on the trailer last night, I was like, shit. I love it. I fell in love with this car immediately. And this is so weird because I have the opposite of it sitting over there, the white 750 with the black interior. And I like driving that car. I mean, I've literally driven it maybe 3 or 4 times ever. I've done the work on it. I cleaned it up. It looks great. It runs great. that's fine. But it doesn't get me. You know, it doesn't hit me like this car does, or like my other two. And I think it has to do with the exterior color and the wheels and just the stance of this car. This car being black, you guys know that I have a thing for black BMWs. Like, I painted both of my other cars black, one from white, one from silver, because there's nothing like a black BMW to me. It's just not. And this one is no different. This one so fits the bid of like my style. In fact, this interior is very reminiscent of my 34, my 540, because that car used to be white with the light silver gray interior. So now I've got my favorite everything. I have my favorite exterior color, and then I have a very clean example of a very nostalgic interior for me. So I mean, this thing is just 90s is all hell. I mean, with the wheels, with the stance of it, with the interior, the wood. I mean, this car is a fucking time capsule. So yeah, I'm gonna go up and I'm going to start by pulling this ignition tumbler out, and then I'm going to go up to the yard or look in my stash and see if I've got one, and then we'll see if the car starts. So stay tuned. What I'm remembering is one more step to getting this thing out, and I don't remember what it is. I'm going to have to look it up for sure. That ring off, because I mean, there's nothing on this side. I don't know. I'm gonna hook up the battery though, because this, unlike E34, is an electric column, as you see. And then I'm gonna pull this out, pull this top one off, so I got more room. Also, we now know how many miles are on it. 149,000, almost 150. So yeah, now that we've got that, I mean, this is effectively a bypass. I didn't tell you how to steal a BMW, but yeah, that's effectively a bypass. All that this is doing is turning a big rod that's effectively like a flathead, and it's turning it right in there and just goes boop, boop, boop. That's the spring and everything. That's all on this, and this is the security end. This is the nuts and bolts of it. Well, it fired right up. Got a miss. Had a really weird noise going on from like the mass airflow. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, some bitch runs. No check engine light. Nope. Sounds good. You know, that misfire, but I don't know about any vacuum leaks or any spark plugs. I gotta check all that stuff. But now it fucking fired right up. That's crazy. Power steering fluid at once. I knew I was gonna get some more codes. Brake linings, washer fluid, we know that. Power steering fluid, that's it. It's definitely in limp mode. I also can't drive it yet, because this is still a thing. I don't know how to disable that, but I can move it back and forth and I can rev it. Yeah, she's slow to rev. There's some things we're gonna have to check on. That's not fast enough. But yeah, no, it runs relatively well besides that miss. I'm gonna check the plugs out and stuff like that, but I mean, like I said, there's no check engine light, and the idle's flat. You know, it's not searching or anything like that, so it's good for not having vacuum leaks. Looks like our OBC works. Yeah. Check our range, 132 miles still empty, 57 degrees. Let's see how accurate that is. Yeah, man. Radio. Wow, radio works. I call it dealership and get the code for it. That's cool. That is cool. I can't turn the damn flashers off either. Might be a relay thing or not doing anything. So I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I'll look at the wiring on it. Now the check engine light's on. Oh no, but it goes away. Okay, my other one does that too. This is cool. Anyway, this is where we're at. I'm gonna take off this black piece. I did some more research and found out that the steering lock part itself can come off just as a unit. So I'm gonna do that and repeat that with one of the cars that has a key, I guess. And then from there I should be able to retain all of my electronics. So any of my E34s or the E32s, I should be fine because I'm keeping everything mechanical and electronical on the bottom side. It's just this mechanical aspect up top that's got to be changed since I don't have a key for that. So yeah, I found a write-up online of how to take this whole thing out, so that's what I'm going to do. Alright, I thought you guys might want to see me cut something up, at least to some extent. So, here we go. Yeah, once you break it though, it comes right off. I figured it would have gotten hot enough to work, but apparently not. But that's what we're dealing with right there. Round it off, twist it off thing. I just cut a hole in it, made it a screw, or a flathead screw, rather. I'm gonna cut this one deeper so we can get as much leverage as possible. Alright, so I widened this one out a little bit more and was finally able to get it to turn. But you see my screwdriver even suffered a little bit from it, but I got it loose. And again, once you get it just started, out it goes. So got that. Let's go ahead and pull that up. It's not too hot, thankfully. Place that there with the other one. And this guy comes off. That's cool. And then there is a snap ring right here. Then this ring is, this is a separate ring as well. Get our snap ring off, get that off, and I think after that the whole thing slides off. Well, let's find out. I fucking hate snap rings. I never have the pliers for them. There we go. You know, based on what I read, this bushing is part of the problem. I don't think it's the total problem, but it's part of it. So I gotta take the bushing out and we'll see what happens. Take a second. This is what was keeping us from getting anything done. So I got the screwdriver down in there, just kind of went around and through and around that and all that and pushed that. Ta-da! So this is what I'm going to end up replacing because I really don't want to destroy it in the event that I can get the key. The reason I'm thinking that is because you've got that door lock, the trunk lock, and this key, and the glove box key. That would all have to be, or all those cylinders would have to be replaced. So I'm going to keep this in, you know, the fine shape that it's in order to, well, like, be able to put it back at some point. Should I decide to do that, because, mind you, still got the title to take care of. But, yes, that is that stripped down, and that happens because that's what these bushings are for. So, yeah, now it's time to go and either find one of my ignition locks that is in my shed, if I have any, and if not, then I need to go up to my other place and get that assembly out. And best part is I might be able to take just a sawzall and go and cut the whole shit off. And I'm kidding. But yeah, that's where we're at. So we know the car starts, and that's great and jolly and dandy and all that. And we can also, I believe we can steer it now. So I'll put the wheel back on. I mean, I can't drive it, but I can steer it. So we are making progress indeed, despite how
mildly terrifying the mess that I've just made looks. So, since I took the pedals out of my black 530, this was already loose. I went out there and got it, and we had the key ready to ride. So, this is what we're going to use. I'm going to strip this down and, yeah, get it done. Alright. Well, we got that. Got our key. We put it back on. So, if I recall right, I'm going to try to remember all this, but this goes on first. Put our key in, that will drop it. Drop our detent. Get that on. Let's see. Turn the key. Use our detent. Ta-da! Money. Alright, so I was right. This is spring-loaded inward, so I'm going to pull it out. That's what's going to have me put the collar on. I had to just compare the two, make sure that they were right, but I was right. So I'm going to pull this back off. It's the original one. Get the new one in, and then I'm going to use the bolt to pull the column out, put the snap ring on it. That's how it's supposed to be. Got it done. Steers. It needs power steering fluid badly, but it's on and running. Still in lamp mode. I need to figure that out. But yeah. I've also discovered my ticking noise. Can't really see it with my phone. There you go. That's what my ticking noise is. So this morning on the V12, we're going to do two things, one of which I already did, and we're going to kind of wait on what happens. The noise that it made when I started it up yesterday turned out to be the power steering pump, so I went and got myself some of this and put some in there. I didn't do the whole bottle because, well, like that one and that one, it's probably going to leak out. So I didn't put that much in there. I just put it in there, drove it to where it is, and we're going to see what happens there. Also on the docket, I went and picked up a new cap for it because, well, you saw the arcing that we had yesterday. That is our ticking noise. That's the source of that. It is jumping right where you see that white line that's running from there to there. That is where we've had arc jumping. So that tells me there's a crack or something in the in this cap, and thus it should be replaced. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. It's very very easy. 5/16 or 8 mil, whatever, and there's only 3 of them. And I don't usually take the wires off until I get the cap off, because then I can just take the new cap and put them back on as I take them off of here. So stay tuned and we'll get right to that. That goes there, that one over there, that on the bottom, a little ratchet, or I mean if you have a 1/4 inch drive. I don't, shockingly, but I don't. Do that, the other one over here, do that, and then this one down here. They're pretty well 60 degrees from each other, so pretty easy to do. Sometimes when you get them loosened up, you can just do them by hand, sometimes not. Depends on the amount of corrosion that your engine has. So you undo that one, and they don't have to come all the way out either, so keep that in mind. So yeah, with those 3 out, it's as simple as pulling it off. Like, that's literally it. This looks brand new. Wow. This literally looks brand new. That is weird. I wonder why it's arcing. That's really strange. I mean, these things legit look actually brand new. Because this has definitely been replaced, because those are not supposed to be Phillips heads. Huh. Okay. Okay, well, I'll put the new one on anyway, and we'll see. Okay, so this is the new / old one, which I think is just insane. This literally, it barely looks used. But, right, you see this little, that little arc. It seems to be like a manufacturing defect or something, because it's coming like, you can see that tiny little chip or something right there. I don't think that's solvable, which is really unfortunate given how nice this looks, but at the same time, I don't see any markings on this piece. So it could very well be like a Euro, a URO brand piece. Maybe they cheaped out on getting it, buying a Bremie or a Bosch. This one here is a Bremie. So yeah, I just took off the wires one by one and popped, number one off, and then put it on the first one, and then pop this one off, put it on the second one, so on. And then putting it back on is just as easy as it was to remove it. So you get that kind of lined up there. You get one screw, start to thread that in there. You can line up the hole. That there, this one, rotate a little bit. That's in there. This one should be pretty well going where it's supposed to be, because those two are. So you just take this and go to town. I need one of those electric ratchets. Not an air ratchet. I don't use air that much, but if I think Milwaukee makes one, or DeWalt. If DeWalt has one, I'll probably get it, because that's what I use. But yeah, put that down there. And tight. Stick that on there. Instructions. Tighten that. Tighten that. Come down here. Tighten that. Jesus Christ. Okay. So we should see quite the improvement for doing that. God damn it. What that was about? Okay. Alright. It runs a lot smoother when it does. Let's see what's going on. Even give me a guess. Mass airflow time. I'm going to borrow them from the white car. Alright, so having changed out the cap, it just decides to stop running. Starts up just fine, and it runs a lot better. There's no ticking, there's no any of that. It just stops. Swapped out one of the mass airflows from white car behind me just to test. That's why it's good to have multiples of these things. Same thing. So I'm gonna charge the battery for a little bit, and nothing ain't even on. Yeah, I'm gonna charge the battery because these things are kind of sensitive to that, and I'm gonna come back to it in a little bit. I guess in the interim I'll continue cleaning it or something. There's plenty to do today. I've got to get my swap kit ready to sell. Maybe sell that, so some of this stuff's going to go back on it. And then, of course, I also need to be doing body work on the 540. So, yeah, I'm just going to put a battery charge on it and see what happens. Alright, solved the problem. Did some reading. Signal, impulse, signal. I had an extra pedal. Shit, that's shocking. It works. An extra set of plug wires. There's a donut thing that goes on that. I figured that's the only thing I could have fucked up when I was doing that. It is true. So I need to swap out this spark plug wire
to number 6, which is in the worst possible spot. God, but yeah, that's the miss that it's having right now. But that also tells me that that bank isn't doing its job. Or really, this bank over there is not doing its job. Yes. So I'm going to go through some things to figure that out. But yes, first, I can't touch that because it's going to shock the shit out of me. I'm still kind of, that went all the way up my forearm. Put that in, and that'll take care of us. Alright, so for the time being, I swapped out just that wire. I'm going to replace all the plugs. That one's hanging out right there. That's now not doing anything. I'm going to just let that hang. Again, I'm more in the diagnostic phase of this. So yeah, we got that taken care of. Just want to see if we can get it running nice and smoothly, which it seems that it is. And from here, I'm going to try and diagnose if we're running on one bank or not, because it seems that way. I don't know if we're still on limp mode after that or not. Probably. Yeah, it's still pretty slow to rev up. So I still think that we're on one bank. Arguably. This bank still isn't doing anything. This whole side. We have to figure out why, and it's not the mass airflow sensors, because now both of these are from the white car, which ran great. So we move on to coil, perhaps? Maybe the coil. We'll try that. Two things. Took this cap off. I was going to take the coil out, but then look at it. That's a really nice looking coil. I also discovered that these two nuts, I was about to take them off, they're loose. This little 8 is loose, and this little 10 was loose. That will stop a coil from doing its job. It definitely will. So, crack that on there, crack that on there, and slap this back on it. Make sure that's still plugged in, everything's still tight, cool. See what happens. Should run better. Might not, but it should. Sounds better. Feels better. Oh. There it is. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Now we're check engine light free. One more test we gotta do. Gotta run over here to the other 7. Get one of these. I mean, it sounds better from even just far away. But it's at the right spot. Wendy. Good enough. I fixed it. That coil pack thing was it. Oh, but we need control arms. Holy shit. Oh my god. We need control arms. Oh god. Okay, outside of that, it rides really smoothly. The suspension feels nice. As far as the shocks and springs and things like that go. That's terrifying. I got a death wobble. But no, this thing is smooth. Sunroof works. My driver's head window does not work. That one does. Oh god, yeah, no, that steering plate is ridiculous. That two work. This one does not. I wonder if it's the motor. I don't know. But yeah, we did good with this. I mean, sorted the suspension out. Good grief. I mean, it's right there at 55, which lets me know it's the bushings on the control arms. And I'm gonna check a couple other things, but it should be that. Yeah, man, this thing is just as bad as I thought it was. This motherfucker is tough. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Needs a bigger sunroof. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Oh yeah, even braking. Oh, she wiggles. She wiggles. Wow. Need a little bit more power steering fluid. Check out this window again. Make sure it's not the switch. Get nothing out of that. I'm gonna swap the GM and see what I can do. GM is the general module. Back to work, great. That one works great. Sunroof works great. Oh, also, I think the AC works. This comes out hot at first and then it gets cold. This one's cold-ish. It's got 134 in it. That one's still hot. Stop being hot. There we go. Yeah, I bought a fucking 32-year-old V12 with working AC, rare ass wheels on it, and excellent paint. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh shit. Can you ride through it? I don't think I can ride through that. Oh my god. Usually once you get past 55, it's fine. Not the case. But the way it hits corners is phenomenal. I really do think that this car has got to have something else on it besides stock. But I also need to figure out what that... Oh, that's just my wrenches. That's that stuff. Yeah, no, the air's cool. Not ice cold, but it's cool. This is a great buy. I am excited. I definitely need to sort my suspension up front. Oh, now we're past. Okay. There we go. Otherwise, it fucking sails, man. This thing sails. Aside from the control arms. If you're gonna buy one of these cars, you buy an E32. Oh my god. This is definitely the worst. If you're gonna buy an E32 or an E34 or an E38 or an E39, but particularly the heavier variants, the 7 Series, of this vintage, you should expect to replace control arms. It's one of the first things you should do when you get it. This is no different. Like I said, it's by far the worst. Because, damn. But aside from that, man, let me kill that real quick. I mean, even the fan resistor works phenomenal. That's rare. It drives straight. I just did about to do 3 miles by the time I get back to the house. No check engine light. Brakes are great. This car is shit. This car is the shit. Oh yes. I love it. I love it. Just fucking mash it. It's got more power up to. Oh my god! Holy shit, that suspension's bad! Anyway, I'm back home. I won this.